Hello, welcome here in Helsinki, Finland, where we continue our conversation where I'm going to share with you a new form of genocide, the birth of a new form of genocide. So stay tuned. For this year, I would like to say thank you to the amazing people who made contribution to our important conversation and our dialogue about the genocide that is happening in Turkey, and it's been happening for the last 8 years. So Dr. Sarah, Dr. Fatma Zarfidan, thank you very much for your wonderful contribution to inform the global community of the torture of all these experiences that the innocent people, the victims of decree laws in Turkey has been experiencing. And your study and sharing their experiences is valuable for our global community to understand what's happening in Turkey. Dr. Bayram Arzaramalo, our advisor and our professor, I'd like to thank you so much for your unbelievable courage, for your continued fighting for the victims of injustice in Turkey. And you have inspired me to be courageous, to be diligent, and your information and all your lessons, your lecture is extremely valuable for our students and for members of the global community. And your work, the publication of your report, the social cost of the state of emergency, is an important contribution to education globally, and it's documenting what the atrocities and brutality that's happening inflicted on innocent people, including babies who are in prison in Turkey. So thank you very much. And Colonel Hussein Demirtas, you have always provided us with important information, documentation on everything that happened starting from July 15 of 2016. So your contribution and your guidance to us is extremely important, and I can't thank you enough for everything that you have done for the Global Dialogue for Justice. So thank you so much. And to all of you who are been supportive of our dialogue, of our international hybrid forum for the last 5 years, and you have made contribution. For those of you who have become a guest in the program and made contribution on videos and your analysis and your feedback, and joining our dialogue and our forum on our platforms, I thank you so much for everything. So I welcome you here in Helsinki, Finland. So today I'm going to share with you the information I received from former, from retired Air Force Colonel, the Turkish Air Force Colonel Yuksel Akkale. He shared the post-flag operation, the details on what happened on July 15, 2016. According to him, essentially, we can refer to it as Erdogan's self-coup, aimed at launching a widespread crackdown on his perceived opponents within the military, judiciary, civil service, and media. Erdogan, along with the Chief of Staff, Hulusi Akar, and the three service commanders, planned and executed this false flag operation. General Mehmet Disli, tasked with coordinating military units on behalf of Hulusi Akar, worked closely with him in the command room of the Akanji base, the headquarters of the false flag operation. Mehmet Disli simply dispatched a few military groups from point A to point B without any specific objectives to create the appearance of military activity on the streets. Hulusi Akar assigned General Gökhan Somersatis to apprehend Erdogan. General Somersatis clearly stated that he was assigned this task by General Akar a few months prior. However, the court never summoned Akar and the service commanders to verify General Samasato's claims. The court did not even question Akar and the service commanders, who ultimately bear responsibility for their subordinates. Erdogan's self-coup was allegedly staged by the government as a pretext for cracking down on dissent and consolidating power. One important information that the colonel shared is that the night of the false flag operation, Erdogan arrested 2,745 judges ahead of the military personnel. So before we continue to talk about the false flag operation, I think it's important for us to know and understand who Hulusi Akar is. So according to the Colonel Yuksel Akkale, Hulusi Akar was the chief of the armed forces. Therefore, he had enough authority to manipulate subordinates. If the head of the army gave any orders as if he were to proceed with a coup, there would not be, no one would stop him, either uniform or civilian, because subordinates never think this is a joke or fake. Furthermore, the chief of the armed forces does not need to hide his intentions from either the military or the targeted government members. He can clearly give a warning to the president in advance. This happened in a previous coup in Turkey. That's why there is no question to General Samassatos, and he is not in a position to ask written orders. He also won't ask entire coup plan to check if anything fake is fake or not, because the chief of the armed forces cannot be questioned by his subordinates. So what does it tell you? That there are today there are hundreds of young military students and cadets accused of crime, and they are imprisoned for life. So anyone who understands the chain of command, the military, would know and question why these young people are in prison. So it is going to be very complicated in the future, or even now, for the military of Turkey and the entire justice system and the parliament members for the continuing suffering of these innocent people. So I think this is a decision to make by the entire country, by the people, that it cannot continue, and Hulusi Akar must be arrested and put to prison for his role of this unbelievable genocide and crimes against humanity that's happening in Turkey, and it's been happening for the last 8 years. So I'd like to thank Colonel Yuksel Akkale for providing us the information about the false flag operation in Turkey. So let's continue to explore and understand this, the birth of the new form of genocide in Turkey. And let me share with you what Colonel Yuksel Akkale's more information about it, about the group, the Ergenekon group, listed all government servants to prepare genocide list and mark their supporters. They then decided that the rest of the list consisted of victims. Political parties, MHP and CHP, removed their supporters from the list and labeled the rest as genocide victims. Finally, AKP removed their supporters from the list and labeled the remaining as terrorists to carry out the genocide. At the end of the day, the commission and the regime's judiciary system approved the final list. As Colonel Demirtas stated, it doesn't matter where you are and what you did or what you did not do. If you are in this list, you are affected. And so this is a multifaceted, of how the genocide was born. And it started with Hulusi Akar masterminding the
false flag operation, and it continue on. So I would like to say to the families of the young military students and cadets in prison right now, please continue your strong support for your families, for those young people, and supporting each other, and don't give up, because the world know and eventually will know and understand the false flag operation that happened in July 15 is actually an Erdogan self-coup, and he is the only one in his regime responsible for it, and he will pay for his crimes. So now that we've learned a lot of information about the false flag operation in Turkey that has paved the way for the genocide that's been happening for the last 8 years. So we know now that there are so many people in prison. There are babies in prison. There are torture that is happening, and all the grave injustices inflicted upon innocent people. This is not a problem of one country, or this is not a problem of one person or just the victims. This is the problem of the world. We have responsibility to step up and help the most vulnerable members of our societies.